Whatty Nerdigans? This is the one and only Packer Girl 89, and today's hashtag anime nerdigan review is going to be for Busou Shoujo Machiavellianism Season 1, Episode 4, titled The Warabinpics Are Starting. And before I get to this review, let me just briefly cover how I do my anime reviews, because they're a little bit different than your average anime tuber. So, basically when I'm watching the episode of the anime, I have the corresponding manga chapter in front of me, because this is supposed to be a manga to anime adaptation, and I expect it to be such that it's going to actually match the manga. And if it doesn't, I will call it out. Now, in some situations, I understand where there will be filler used, and I understand that, and especially in the case of this one, because there's only about 13 chapters of this manga. So I understand why there might be a little bit more filler in this anime than, say, like Natsumi in the Book of Friends. Just saying. But for the stuff that they are adapting, it needs to match the manga. And if it doesn't match the manga, I'm gonna call that shit out. And that's including everything, including the facial expressions, because that's starting to piss me off too. But the only thing that I won't call out as much is word changes, because we'd be here for like hours. But if the context of the dialogue is completely different from what the manga and the anime is different from what the manga intended, then I will call it out. Anyway, let's get to this review. So this is supposed to be an adaptation of Chapter 7, and the filler that they put in at the start of this episode and what they've done, the filler that we've gotten so far is actually, I was pretty much fine with it, except for like how it kind of conflicted with the manga canon. Like the meeting that they had, I was totally fine with that. The meeting I thought was appropriate, like how they came to the conclusion of how they were going to that they were going to crucify Masuko. I thought that was cool, but they didn't do the actual assembly. I thought that was really weird. Like, at least if you're gonna fucking do this, at least do this right. Because this is what was basically skipped in the manga, which was the beginning, the first portion of the chapter, which was symbiosis, symbiosis. It's today's fault, not tomorrow's. And it's basically the song of Aichi symbiosis. Symbiosis. Anyway, it's today's fault. Symbiosis. We'll unionize, we'll thoroughly unionize, and we don't have Nomura saying, what the hell is with this song? I wish we would have had that. And then we didn't have the please be seated for now, and we didn't have, Nomura being like, why this position and only me? What happened to the other guys? Did they catch measles or something? They aren't the type to ditch either. And what? It's a school-wide gathering, but the entire class isn't here. No, instead they had this gym scene, which I thought was fucking stupid. I was just like, what the fuck? This is stupid. This is not what no. Like, that's when I get frustrated with filler, when it completely changes what is supposed to be in the manga. Like, the filler that they had at the beginning with, with Mary and Rin fighting over Nomura, like, who's, going to guard him and shit. I was fine with that, because that's very much what they do in the manga. Like, throughout this manga, they're gonna fight over him. I was totally fine with that shit. And the meeting about how they're gonna do Nomura's correction and include Rin and Mary in the correction, I was totally fine with that too. But like like what they were doing was fucking stupid. And then this part was skipped too. Please, with the assembly continue. Please remain seated. Everyone, please remain calm. Hey, you're the guy that's always with Masuko. What's wrong? Did someone? Hey, don't tell me. You're kidding me. And then we see Masuko crucified. Like, the anime just did not do this scene right, and it just pissed me the fuck off. I thought you were better than this. Busou Shoujo Machiavellianism anime. I thought you were better than this. This is such bullshit what you did for this scene. Like, come on. you need to, you could have done this scene so much better, and it's really annoying. And I wanted to hear hear how the sound of the song sounded. It's just like kind of bullshit. Also, it wasn't Rin and Mary that calmed Nomura down in the manga. It was Miki. So it was Miki and her crew. So I'm just like, anime, what the fuck are you doing? Like, I was already mad at this anime last week for basically destroying that character, because if you didn't watch my video last week, I'm going to just mention it, because last week they basically cut out the characterization of Empress. This beautiful inner monologue that Empress has in the manga, they basically cut it out, and we didn't get to see her complete background and her characterization completely realized. And now we're getting like all this shit. Oh my god, this is just fucking stupid. I'm getting really annoyed right now. You're going the way of Blue Exorcist right now, Busou Shoujo Machiavellianism, and that is not good. This is the dialogue that was supposed to be in from Miki and her friends that are there, which is, you can't, if you, which, it was supposed to be Miki and you guys, what are you planning? You can't, if you don't leave that alone, something terrible will happen. What the hell does that mean? You people are fine with that? You guys were in the same class up until now. Wait, she's saying this for your sake, because you don't know how terrifying that person is. Rinsan, maybe you're maybe supervising your correction right now, but that person won't care. If she sets her eyes on you, we can't cover for you. You guys, it's too late. And then we get the hyo. Like, I just don't get it. At least and the reason why I'm saying it's going the Blue Exorcist route, because what happened during Blue Exorcist was they just basically cut out characters and gave different parts to different parts of the cast, or like that are considered main members of the cast. And so, like, basically side characters didn't really matter. Side characters matter, damn it. And you are cutting out side characters, and this is bullshit. Stop doing that. I hate when anime does that. It's really annoying. And this part of the dialogue was completely skipped, was, how have you been, everybody, my beautiful alma mater? It just goes straight into, and heaven knows, earth knows. And I know, and then it goes into, it just basically skips straight into ruffians that disturb my reign. And it's just like, this anime, why? Why do you do this to me? Like, why? Like, I understand, again, as I said earlier, like the filler that was in the beginning, I totally understand. That filler was totally appropriate. I totally understand the filler that was there. It was good filler. But, like, the rest of the shit you're doing right now, I have to rant on this. This is such bullshit. Like, I want to say that this is almost just as bad as what Renai Boken did to me last week. This is almost just as bad. This really is. What Renai Boken did to me last week was pretty goddamn bad. Renai Boken was really bad, because they cut out Renai Boken last week. For those that didn't watch the video, they cut out a lot of content to the point where I couldn't recognize it. I couldn't recognize what I was watching, because that shit was not Renai Boken. It was that bad, and this is getting to that point, and this is starting to remind me why I don't like anime. It really pisses me off when anime does this shit. I really was hoping, and I was disappointed in Renai Boken. I'm getting disappointed in you, Busou Shoujo Machiavellianism. You're better than this. I know you could do so much better than this. And why Tahiti was completely skipped as well. If you're gonna cut out the side characters, at least keep the side characters' dialogue in there. I mean, at least Natsumi in the Book of Friends, they kept the dialogue, even though they gave Tanema's lines to Natsumi and Nyaku Sensei, so at least keep the fucking dialogue. I actually like what the anime says more. So, like, what the anime says, when it's supposed to, the manga says die sports meet, but in the anime it says the sports death tibial, and I kind of like that more. I like the sports death tibial. That's fucking cool. I don't know why. That just sounds so much better than die sports meet. That just sounds so fucking awesome. I want to know what you Nerdigans think. Do you like what the anime put here for the sports death tibial, or do you like die sports beat? I really like the sports death tibial. I will give that. This is when a word change or a name change works. The sports death tibial sounds more fucking. This sounds more badass to me. It does. And then the anime, and then it goes on in the anime to say, featuring Warabi Hanasaka's special coexistence menu, and what it says here is, it doesn't say, I don't think it says featuring, hold on a second. No, it doesn't say featuring at all. It just says Hanasaka's, Hanasaka Warabi's 4 special symbiosis menu, and like that's why I kind of wish we would have had the symbiosis shit in the beginning of the anime, because it makes more fucking sense. But whatever. Anyway, it just like that's why like when little things are skipped like that, that's why it bothers me so much, like the little things, because it ends up coming back, whether it's in the same chapter or in later chapters, or it's supposed to be in later episodes, because it just comes back. And that's why I like manga and books that do that, because it shows that even little details mean something. You know what I mean? And this part was skipped. He's going to change with no chance of resisting. LHR, long homeroom that was planned, will turn into the homeroom. Yeah, that was skipped. I like that they had this stuff of, they had Nomura, you know, putting his finger in his ear. I'm glad that was there, because that could have been easily skipped. So this was done completely fucking wrong. So I didn't mind. Well, Nomura is supposed to be. Well, she says. He says in the anime that she just keeps on blathering, but in the mangas he says, "Give me a break, chi chi paku paku." I don't know or care about what a Warabinpic is, but hey you, hey, and then one of the girls is like, "Hey, wait, you're at least going to explain, right? What exactly is the meaning of this?" But that was, for the most part, man, it was okay. But this was where it got really fucked up. She said that there was contraband brought. That was not correct. That was wrong. This is what it was. I bothered to go escort you from your dorm, but you weren't there. So I suspected that he might be hiding you, so I took him to the punishment room. And that cheeky ruffian started to resist, so he was punished. That had nothing to do with fucking contraband, you stupid anime. God. And because they fucking changed what it was supposed to be, this got completely skipped. This was such bullshit. Anime? God. This is what it was supposed to be in the manga. This is what it was in the manga after that. The target is me, because that's what it was. The target was him. Gawara came to escort me early in the morning. I guess we just missed each other. I guess I'm the bad guy. And then it was, then we had however, Masuko isn't the type to resist. He probably got stuck at the entrance or something, and you found that as a fault, right? Hold on a second. Let me just make sure I'm right here. Oh, and then because of that shit, this was skipped as well. What insolence. You gain nothing with the accusations. And then it just goes to, you know, then the anime does say, anyway, do you not wish to save him? That was pretty much correct. Okay, so there was some skipped stuff here, and it would have made it a little bit, and it feels like to me that this anime is starting to try and take itself a little too seriously right now, and it's kind of annoying because it drains some of the comedy here. Because what happened was here, so the then if you participate in my proposed competition, if you're able to defeat my team in a single competition, I shall forgive you. This part was skipped. Then I'm not particularly interested. That was completely skipped. And then one of the girls is like, hold on, wait, yeah, because we don't have side characters, because side characters don't fucking matter, then yeah, I guess that's why that scene was skipped. With nowhere to hide, you have some nerve trying to negotiate with me. If you will not accept this challenge, then your classmates will do it in your stead. Understand that you will be to blame for that. Tisk, so that's your game. Okay, understood. Is that so? It's not as if I haven't thought of a reward. You wish to get a stamp of approval to leave the campus, do you not? If you can overcome my trial's specialty, I will stamp as much as you like. So that the stamp part was there, but the other portions, you know, to negotiate weren't there. And I don't understand because, again, I just don't understand. I know that we have, like, we only have 13 chapters. Again, as I said, we only have 13 chapters of this manga as of right now, or as of this recording. And what I just don't understand is, like, why can't you be like My Hero Academia? Why can't you be like Natsumi in the Book of Friends and just adapt the fucking chapter and put a little filler in? And, like, I understand putting a little filler in it to, you know, fill the extra time you need to do, but, like, when you're skipping so much content, I just don't get it. I don't understand what this anime is doing. It's really getting on my nerves. Like, are we just gonna adapt the chapters that we have and just do a whole bunch of filler for the rest of the season? Because we're only on episode 4, and we're just about hold on, let me just check the minute mark here. We're at the 6-minute mark, and, like, we're almost done with chapter 7, so I just don't understand what you're doing here, anime. I really don't get what you're doing. This is ridiculous. So, yeah, this was kind of screwed up. So this part was screwed up. So it says, do not be hasty. I will first introduce members of both teams. That was kind of skipped. Come forth, my 3 musketeers was there. And please wait. I'm sure this is a mistake. Of course, that was skipped. Onikawara Kikakujo, unhand me. I can walk on my own. That was skipped. This rudeness is deserving of death. Just what are you planning to do with me? I kind of understand why that was skipped because they're already there. But I kind of like that Nico actually had dialogue, even though she didn't have dialogue in the in the manga. I like that she has dialogue here. I think that's kind of cool that she was given dialogue in the anime. I think that's kind of nice. So this part of Hanasaka's dialogue was kind of skipped as well. If I were to suddenly participate, the match would already be decided. So first off, the 3 musketeers will be your opponent. I think this dialogue for the most part was there. Hanasaka, what is the meaning of this? That's right. What excuse would you have to? But then this part of Hanasaka's dialogue was there. Just hold on a second. Yay! We got the French! We got the French! Thank you! I wish we would have had lies and then the Montus, but we got the French. I'm very happy that we have the French. And Nomura's not supposed to be picking his nose here. He's just supposed to have, like, this big old grin on his face. Like, why are you doing this shit, anime? This is stupid. Also, Nomura was supposed to get hit in the face with the sword handle, and he did not. Why? Why did he not get hit in the face? So the last part of chapter 7 was basically skipped, and that really sucks, because there was some comedy here. There was, not yet. Not yet? What happened? Chatter, 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 chatter. Don't miss what's happening next. Go talk or something. The production value is pretty low. I wish we would have had that. Well, they did just finish the meeting today. We should knock this one over. Go change into your gym uniform while you have the chance. So what types of challenges are there? Let's see. The most, I think this one was mentioned. Hold on a second. I'm sorry, this portion wasn't skipped. I thought the rest of this part was skipped. It was just out of order. No, this portion wasn't skipped, thank God. I liked how the bucket relay race was I love how that shit was animated. That shit was so fucking funny. Well, this part was cut. Hold on, let me just double check something here and make sure my notes are right here this time. So So we just like jumped into chapter 8, and this part was skipped, and again, the comedy, man. Well, normally the attendant puts it on for you. He's already wearing it. Not that I can do it myself, but I'm I was waiting to see if this part was actually going to be if they were going to actually do this part or not, but I guess they are completely skipping it, which was this part. Anyway, how about your situation? They probably held a Five Swords conference without us. If the two of us that were on observation duty weren't present and Inaba-san wasn't there either, then so even if Tamaba-san or Tamaba was against it and the number of votes were equal, they used the loophole in the system where the senior votes are looked at more favorably, which was mentioned in that little bit of filler that we had, which I was told, again, that's fine. We're not particularly friendly with that person after all, but to think they would, that they would abuse the Five Swords conference like this, we fell into a trap. We ended up being taken care of along with Nomura's case. They can cut the head off like that too. I thought it was being too quiet to prepare for the school trip. Hawaii's going to be fun. What should I do? Oni-sama, and then it goes into the details of the challenge would be prepared, and then which they show before everything else about the sumo challenge. But I love how Nono and Shoka came in and attacked with the fan and shit. That's awesome. I fucking loved it. I do wish though when they were saying that that they could have put on, you know, the gear for Nomura, I wish they would have had like the faces a little bit darker, because it looked like they had this dark aura going on, but they didn't. I'm kind of disappointed in that. In the anime, they're calling it War Fan art. It's supposed to be Iron Fan. Stop the bullshit. But I did like seeing the double police baton attack. That was fucking cool as shit. This part was kind of, I would say, screwed up. Who would? We can do it ourselves. Or, so I said, you know how to do it, right? Of course not, but there's no way I'd ask them. And then Nomura shows them how to do it. I like that they had the French for Mary, even though it wasn't in the manga. I like that they had the French in the anime. I thought that was good. That was really good. And then at least we got this part of the comedy. At least not all the comedy is being drained from this anime. It gives me hope. We were doing so well, anime. This scene is just fucking great. But and we even have the inner monologues here. But this portion of Rin's inner monologue was skipped, which was, but he's doing this for me, so I can't exactly complain. And fucking Mary's was there too, and it was so perfect, and the facial expressions were so goddamn nice. I love it. This is when I really like this anime, when it's actually adapting stuff and correctly. It's just, this anime is very bipolar when it comes to adapting shit. I don't understand why it is, but it just is, and it annoys the hell out of me. The rest of chapter 8 was so perfect. Even Rin's expression was so perfect. I'm so happy that it was done. The comedy was so perfect. The music was perfect too. I fucking loved it. Oh my god. This makes me very hopeful. But at the same time, I'm just like thinking, boy, we're going to be getting prepared for a lot of filler in this anime. There's got to be a lot of filler coming up because there's only 4 more chapters in this anime, because we're on chapter 9 now. There's only 13 chapters, unless we're just going to get a buttload of chapters coming out, which would be nice. I would love more chapters of this manga, because this manga is good, especially where we left off in the manga. The most recent chapter, oh my god, it was good. So please, let's get more chapters of this manga going, so that way we don't get a shitload of filler. I would be down with that. Anyways, this part of the dialogue was skipped from here. Was Rin-san, I'm sure it's painful to be in such a state. Yeah, though it suits her a little bit, though it suits her a lot. But the rest of that dialogue was there. And then we get the little announcement. I think this part was skipped because it's supposed to be the this part and then the announcement, which is bring it on, Beast Senpais. Now, who's going to be my opponent? Hey, who said you could go first? Isn't that obvious? Ever since hair sprouted in my nether region, I've never lost anything that bears the name Sumo. You're probably talking about nipple sumo. Nipple sumo! Oh my god! Anime, please I just hope this is actually in the wrong spot and not skipped, because that shit is just funny. What? They didn't have the nipple shit. Like, what the fuck? They had the Bring It On V-Senpais, but they didn't have the nipple shit. Like, no! Anime, why did you not have that? That shit was funny! Ah. Oh my god, when the bear came and Nomura said it's a freaking bear. Oh my god, the facial expression was perfect. Nomura's facial, I gotta say, this episode, minus the nose picking, which he wasn't supposed to be doing, Nomura's facial expressions are so much better. I like we are getting better facial expressions here. We need this, anime. We need this. Well, where was the discrimination is wrong? Because you're specious. Like, come on. We should have had the discrimination is wrong was skipped. That should have been there. Well, we didn't get the full explanation, but this is what it was supposed to be. Since there are no skill ranks in sumo, Kyobu's weight exceeds yours by more than 3 times. That kind of difference is what you call unfair. So taking that into account, a victory against Kyobu will count as 3 wins for you. Kind of should have been explained, anime. That should have been explained. And the first inner monologue is skipped. I'm surprised it took this long, but this was skipped. We never had the slightest intent to do this properly. It took a while for an inner monologue to get skipped, but this one was. They made the nipple sumo joke. Okay, I'm happy with that, but it was in the wrong spot. But this is what it was supposed to be. For this portion, the dialogue. Didn't I say that it's obviously me? Your attitude is too cheeky, particularly the fact that you made these two go through all that embarrassment and you're just watching from the sidelines displeases me. If I win, I'll make sure all of you end up wearing a mawashi. I will personally put them on you. Put them on for you. Like, that's what the dialogue was supposed to be. Like, I don't know what the fuck this anime is doing with the dialogue right now. Like, sometimes they're, like, spot on with the dialogue, and then sometimes I have to question, like, what the fuck are you doing with the script? And this part was was skipped too. Coco, please give it your all. To die, that is. And yes, there is a Coca-Cola in here as well, and that was showed in the anime. And why was there no belching? There was supposed to be belching. We did get little belches. We got little girl belches, but a lot of the dialogue was skipped here. So this is what Nomura says. He says, as the name Big Sumo suggests, or no, not Nomura. Oh god. This is the dialogue that was skipped. It wasn't Nomura's dialogue. As the name Big Sumo suggests, for a full minute you can't leave the sumo ring, even if you lose. Remember that. And then it says a match that goes on for longer than a minute. And yeah, then we got the burp. The timer will start when this Coke bottle shatters. Is that why she purposely seems she picked up a bit too much from her trip overseas? That was skipped as well. This was skipped too. No, this for the most part was there. Oh my, what a scary face. It would be easier to back out. Now, this part was, I think, skipped. If you happen to grab my mawashi with your meaty claws, it looks like you'd take a part of my ass along with it. But that part was there. Yeah, and the rest of that part was there. Rest of the portion of the dialogue was there. But again, I just don't like. I kind of understand why they would do it, but at the same time, it's like I kind of wish they would have left it on the cliffhanger. For this episode, like with chapter 8, or fuck, even with chapter 7, like, they're just going through these chapters so fucking fast. It's just, holy shit. I don't know what they're gonna do for filler. I honestly don't. I honestly don't know what they're gonna do. So, we're not gonna see the audience at all. And this part was skipped as well. This is the point where you shouldn't back out. damn, the explanation for Nomura's attack in the anime is a lot more detailed and more and better worded, I should say, than the explanation is in the manga. I really like it. I'm surprised sometimes when the wording is better in the anime than in the manga, because sometimes the dialogue or the explanation and the wordings and shit is so simple and it just gets annoying. And this part was skipped too. Was because of its fur. It's also hard. It is. Is it all because of its fur? Is it also due to his sweat? It's also slimy. I'm slipping. The full force isn't being applied. He got swept away. I guess this really is different. Well, this part was there. Really now, I guess this really is different. He says here's a hidden trick in the manga. He says this is it's a magic bullet basically in the anime. A left hand, and then the left-handed Madan, and I like that Rin mentions that he's ambidextrous and ambidextrous in the sorry, it's ambidextrous in the anime. I like that that's mentioned. It's not mentioned in the manga. I wish it was, but so you had two. But yeah, like I really like that. Because you would think that it would be mentioned also in the manga, but it's not. That's not for you to kill was skipped. Hold on a second. I just want to double check something here. Oh, he said, I want to correct something. Nomura said in the anime that, and this is regard to the hidden shit, he said, here's my hidden, bullet, and, in, the manga he says here's a hidden trick. Just want to correct that. Just in case I fucked it up. I really do like, something that I do like that this anime does, and is that we get to see the names of the attacks. And it is the translated names, English translated names of the attacks. So I would imagine in the Japanese it's the Kakashi or the Hattori and shit like that. But this part was skipped. Here, the specialty technique of sumo wrestling, Tochitsu Suguri, the technique said to have knocked Koniseki to the ground twice. And this part was skipped as well, right here, with Nono and Choka here. With Nono, oh, so close. That part was skipped as well. And also the don't tell me, that's impossible. Even for him, it doesn't seem possible. But it was, what they had those lines, at least the dialogue was there, but it was the wrong characters. Again, I swear, in anime nowadays, and it's really getting annoying. I hate when animes do this. Like Blue Exorcist did it, and guess this one's doing it too. It feels like side characters don't fucking matter anymore, and it's really sad. I don't know if any of you guys noticed it in other animes or not. I've noticed it mainly this one, and again Blue Exorcist. That a lot of side characters just don't matter. Sometimes they don't even get animated, and it's really annoying. Something that's been bothering me is that the techniques aren't being mentioned by the commentary here. Like the Okuritsu Radashi with Kyobu as his opponent. Boy, you're pretty good. These aren't amateur techniques. I did like that we get to see Nomura when he said, I've been practicing with adults since I was a kid to build my legs and hips, that we actually did get to see the flashback of him as a kid practicing that. I thought that was cool. But this was skipped. Stay still. You're so persistent. This part was there that Nomura let go of him. You're going to get crushed. I did like the extra dialogue that Nomura got here. You know, even though I did like that. I thought that was good. Even though he usually doesn't give a fuck, but this was good about, you know, how they shouldn't be doing this kind of shit. But this was kind of shortened to the hell is this, to what? It's supposed to be the hell is this. His mawashi is too loose. Oh my god, when first of all, there was supposed to be an audience and there wasn't. There should have been. Again, I don't know if that's just laziness or what. But when when the bear's mawashi fell, oh my god, that shit was hilarious, and the look on the bear's face was so adorable. Oh, that shit was cute. I did like the extra little extra interaction we had with Nomura and Rin in them, but like, didn't they forget that like they only needed to defeat the bear before they beat the three musketeers? That counted as like 3 victories. So I just that was the only thing that kind of pissed me off a little bit, or bothered me about it. But the face on Hime's, the look on Hime's face was so fucking perfect. This is when I really like this anime, is the face when they do the facial expressions right. It's like spot on, perfect. I fucking love it. So the last thing that was really skipped from this, from the dialogue here was that the Warabinpics were a failure. That was the only night. Again, I don't understand why that was skipped from the dialogue, but I honestly don't know what's going to happen with this anime, because again, I think this is supposed to be 12. This is supposed to be 12 episodes, and we're for adaptation wise for chapters. Next episode, which is episode 5, we're gonna be at chapter 10, and there's only 13 chapters as of this recording. 13 chapters of this manga. So I don't know what is going to happen, to be honest, unless we get we start getting more chapters out. I mean, that could happen. I hope. I would like to have more chapters. I'm just curious to see what they're going to do. If we're going to get, if they're just going to do like an episode of filler, or are they going to do, and are they going to do like a couple episodes of filler? Are they going to wait for, are they going to just like stop the anime for a little bit and wait for a few more chapters to come out? Like, I don't know, because there are like, if I had it my way, I would have just adapted 1 chapter per episode, and would have put a little bit of filler in. Like, I think they're just going way too fast. And because they're adapting so many chapters at once, they're losing a lot of content. And I just don't know how to feel about this. But like the stuff they did adapt correctly, they did it really nicely, and I love what they did correctly. It's just like, if they would have just done chapters 7 and 8 and like had a cliffhanger at the sumo, I think that would have been fine. But I don't know. I honestly don't know what they're going to do. I'm curious what you nerdigans think they're going to do. Do you think they're going to like put a hold on the anime until a few more chapters come out, or are they gonna, because I think this, for the most part, this manga is a monthly, I want to say. Yeah, this manga is a monthly, and I think the chapter for this month came out already, so chapter 14, unless they decide to go bi-weekly, which would be freaking fantastic if this manga started coming out bi-weekly, which would be nice. Then we could, hold on, let me double check and see if this is bi-weekly or monthly. I think it's monthly. This had like random release dates for the most part. Like chapters 11 and 12 came out both of them came out in March, and 13 came out on April 14th. So actually, chapter 14 could still, you know what? Chapter 14 could actually be coming out this week. Hold on, when was the 14th? We could actually be getting chapter the 14th. Oh, we could actually be getting chapter 14 this Friday, actually. Yeah, you know what? I wouldn't be surprised if we got chapter 14 this week. So, because if it starts being bi-monthly, like the last couple of, or like 11 and 12 were, then that would be awesome, and I wouldn't be as worried, because we'd be at 14, and then we would get 15 and 16 next month. And I would feel a lot better about the anime. I'm curious what you nerdigans think about that, and what did you think about this episode? I loved the fight with the bear. That shit was fucking awesome. I loved seeing that animated. That was great. I loved seeing, like, I feel like the cops, like, something that I'm happy about with this anime is that, like, it's somewhat trying to take itself seriously, but they're still leaving the comedy there. Not all the comedy is gone. But again, the thing that bothered me with this episode, like, they took so much of the content out, and they erased some of the side characters that were actually in here, that were supposed to be in the chapter, that it kind of, like, I don't know, it just kind of ruined part of the episode for me. It just did. Like, it could have been so much better. Because Rin and Mary weren't supposed to show up until later. But again, I did like the filler where we got to see the meeting and stuff. Because we didn't get to see the meeting in the manga. So, like, stuff like that, I really do enjoy. Like, little filler stuff like that. And I don't mind if they do that. But if they at least put the rest of the content the way it's supposed to be. And don't pull a Renai Boken or a Blue Exorcist. Oh, fuck. I hope Renai Boken it gets better this week, or I'm going to be so goddamn mad. Then I will enjoy it a little bit more. Anyway, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, and remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe to Nerdigans Inc. If you love what I'm doing and want to contribute to the Nerdigans Inc. expansion, there's a few ways you can do that. You can donate to the Nerdigans Inc. PayPal, Patreon, or purchase something off the Nerdigans Inc. Amazon wishlist. All those links are in the description box below. Also, make sure you follow me on the Twits, aka Twitter. Follow my Twitch channel and friend me on PlayStation Network. All that's in the description box below as well. And until next time, Nerdigans, I'll be seeing you later. Bye!